My love affair with EAERE began in 1990 when I attended the first meeting of the organization in Venice. And that meeting itself and the organization's founding grew out of a friendship I developed with Henk Fulmer, who is the founder, as we know, of our organization. And we served on a committee in Brussels that the European Commission set up to examine the impact of the single market on the environment. That was a great experience. Henk decided we needed an organization to kind of drive the interface between the profession and the policy system, and I was lucky to be part of that. The Venice meeting had tremendous substance, but it also had tremendous style in terms of food, in terms of entertainment, in terms of atmosphere, and that really was the beginning of what Samuel Johnson called passionate affection for the organization. I have attended most meetings since then, both the global meetings and the European meetings. When I became president in 2004, we were struck by how weak the interface, in spite of Henk's ambitions initially, was between the organization and the policy system. Only 20% of the papers for the meeting in 2004 were data-based. In other words, they were not evidence-based. So one of my agendas was to kind of redirect our efforts somewhat towards the policy system. We introduced awards for policy practitioners, and Henk, Jos Delbecq was the first winner of that award, who started essentially that single market and environment meeting. We started special policy sessions at the annual meeting and so on. So that was kind of a tilt that I'm proud of towards policy, which of course has been deepened and continued. Looking ahead, I think when we look at European performance recently in the last 10 years, it's pretty poor. The way we handled the currency was inadequate, to put it mildly. The way we have been handling immigration has been very poor. We observe that many member states now are hollowing out the principles and the values of the organization in a way that's very distressing. But there is one big exception to that kind of tale of mediocrity, and that is climate policy. European climate policy, I think, is a dramatic success. We've reduced emissions consistently since 1990. This is the only major economy in the world that has achieved that. And it's so important, I think, for our profession to build on that. We need, of course, to do far more. Greta Thunberg is correct in saying that we're not doing enough, but I think she's not correct to disparage what has been achieved already, because it's considerable and it's a platform from which we can build. I'm a great fan of the old film Casablanca, and as some of you will know, at the end of that film, Rick decides to join the resistance, and he's quoted as saying, "I've got a job to do. The problems of 3 little people in the world don't amount to a hill of beans, but we have a job to do." And I feel the same way about EAERE. For me, the love affair continues. We have a job to do. Let's keep doing it.